sì, la vedo. Ok, we will start the text.
Sangye Jodan Doge Jona Dani Gazanje Lage Jenzoge Bezanage Lola Benze Sangye Lubarasho Sangye Jodan Doge Jona Loye Brande Dani Gazanje Lage Jenzoge Bezanage Lola Benze Sangye Lubarasho Sangye Jodan Loye Jona Loye Janje Brande Dani Gazanje Lage Jenzoge Bezanage Lola Benze Sangye Lubarasho Loye Bege Joje Mendo Dare Rale Yeda Gamba Sangye Jingla Mede Mo Indo Benanda Jenda Jabarasho Jase Wadan Joje Jabo Jezo Yera Goje Soa Yengewa Jungze Loye Jezo Madan Jezo Veja Jer Moe Dam Goraran Nandala Ganera Daya Miezem Janam Ye Zamba Loye Jera Jeza Jeja Doima Deba Jeje Golo Goldo 아네 생로는 송 다단다 딜랑랑 설까지 셈버세 쳬데라 네 체계 침봉 알든 토픽 구르 세컨드레 손나
Okay. So before we start the teaching, it's very important to generate correct motivation to become fully enlightenment, to be a benefit to all sentient beings or mother sentient beings as vast as the space, as the number equal to the vastness of the space. Okay, so today the teaching will be on the Jiten Songun, Song of Realization of the 5 Lamb of Mahamudra. So this will be the teaching for today. We say Gur. Gur, when you say Gur, it's like a sound of realization. Okay. So.
Hola, so Tadi Tadringas Mela Centerge, Tang Tambo, and as the Kalawaritan. Zumbi Sola, that's Shia Guzushia de Tang Tambo Insim, the Nizza and Samala. Rashidaleta and Dinala di Mazan Tope Burtin, Dambo, and Chebek, Zinc, Carrots, and around Solata. Mr. Chiginala, Kalagap, Yamin Chetawena, and a son get Viakita, the Nanala Tambo, goes to Sene, Juk Tarka Zabado. You are a Essen, all the dancing.
Carette matin,
Tambo, Tambo, Dinala, drink. Zoom gets a lot, Tambo goes to Paris, less than ordinary daily Tambo, some other topic, Burde, go to go, Gimsende. Carresena, and Dinala, Tambo, so Tanache, Kitola, Yamlecha, go to me. Net Tadu, numbers of a son, gay, but the Chasan watch it, I think none of your oh, the Gitama, all in the end of the letter. Mom gonna count some of that Sedila, Sangya to Roaki Chetan, and the Gozuk Chepares.
No. Okay, so we'll start this text for the first time. It's the first time we study this text. And the reason why we choose, or why Rinpoche choose this text to start, because it's a text with full path from now unto the enlightenment. So the meaning of this idea is like in this text, everything is complete, everything is inside. So we choose this text as the first like introduction or first time, because it's like in our life we want to practice, and it's kind of very auspicious for us to receive this text, which explains the path from now until enlightenment. So this is the reason why Rinpoche chose this text. That is like a very auspicious sign that we can receive and achieve enlightenment through practice. Okay.
다들 빨 파모드베 샵라티 세다당보 고들라 아니 데 쳐제레 네 빨 파모드바 생네 다 지된섬 게 겨와지된 성이 공부기 라마 아니 공기 창라 파루 도제갈포사
파루 도제갈포
다 공기에 쌓이라 말아 아니 데라 당보 차세버레스
네. So the first line on the text, okay, we have, I bow down to the feet of the glorious Pamudjukpa. And this Pamudjukpa, it's a root master of Jiten Songkun. Comment il s'en là, connaît ça? Pamu Doje, quoi ça?
Pamu Doje Galpo.
Pamu Doje Galpo. Pamu Doje Galpo. Padro Doje Gelpo. And his full name, it's Padro Doje Gelpo. This is his full name. So anyway, as homage, always we start with paying homage to the root lama, the root teacher. There's always an homage before the text starts. So here, the homage is given to the root lama of Jiten Songkun, Pamudjukpa.
Hola, so ine ta Pamudjukpa sende nangamo Sangye chumden de Kroajik. Ne harang mi lusu ta pe kanjen jongla ne nangba ki chue de tarpel cha gi chido. Ne kom mi zula kyawa nai mores.
Doma shonde de que du kapsul wa.
Me sangye chumden de ta Kroajik shuginde yankar da pe la kyawa hang mores Pamudjukpa singendela. Mi zula.
Indi korangi ko cosa de Nova shundende gi lomare dongone
mare sangye chumdende konang ene mila kyawal hangbare esen
de jema yungre lao
sangye chumdende gi kyawaro sangye chumdende konang yankar milu lengyore es pamudubadin
lare yoga sono yabo Nova shundende koranre mare kaina
sangye chumdende milu la yankar pela kyawal lengyore esen pamudubas in sureza sangye chumdende konangre konang yankar mila kyawal hangbare lare
lasso. Okay, so when you talk about Pamudjukpa, so it's very important here because Pamudjukpa, it says that actually, when you ask who is Pamudjukpa, it's actually the Buddha Shakyamuni itself. So Buddha Shakyamuni, it took this rebirth in Tibet as Pamudjukpa. So Pamudjukpa is actually the real Buddha Shakyamuni in his like next life. After become Buddha Shakyamuni in India, you come back to Tibet as Pamudjukpa. This is what we say here.
Ane ta jiten sumgundi nangamo ta sangya chumdende shikya thube loma losa bi tiba me pal zikendera ane de ta gyagar ginala ane thekba chimbe gi chode nyamdu ane yankar soye chita ane gombol hudup nagarjuna wa ade khong kyawalang bare ane de shula ane nagarjuna de yankar yang pe ginala yang nangbe chode pele shido ane jiden sungi kyawale bares
Okay. And during the time of Buddha Shakyamuni, after Buddha Shakyamuni teaching, one of the main, I would say, master, the main teacher who helped and support to understand and to give a lot of commentary on the Buddha teaching and thought and all the philosophy was the protector Nagarjuna. And this protector Nagarjuna took also rebirth in Tibet at Jiten Songkun. So here you have the Pamudjukpa is Buddha Shakyamuni, and Jiten Songkun is actually the protector Nagarjuna that takes this rebirth as in Tibet or as Tibetan, on Tibetan master Jiten Songkun.
Hola, so Tadindi, any Kongi, the Pamudjukpa and the church in Iran. Let I yamlin not a chick mato chegua keke mindu, Shubara Pamudjukpa. The car is not Chaka Chimbuchiku, you know, deal with Jata Kaka and Ala Tanya Missina, where Mindus.
네.
어디 봐라. 근데 저도 파모도에 선물로 디그레 쓰라. 디그레 이나 저 근데 그런 게 자에 라마데 곰기인다 맨슨. 라마데 구이도 먼저 쓰라. 근데 라마데 구이도 다 라마데가 곰기인 달러 곰 자에 라마데 딱 버리는 게 지도라 돌아면 곰기에 쓰라.
네.
되네 다 라마 곰나 그 다 제가 지금 곰 갑디 얘네 랑이 루데 타말바 남균 데다고 곰게 한바다 그 이담기 하라 곰게 있음
나서
네 나다 타말 발라 상하기 챙임을 용금 말해 아니 내 루데 이담기 하 곰게 있음
네
어데는 얘네 저 다데 줄라 얘네 다데 저 제가 지금 곰야데 키나 찍고 던달라 고야다 심장 탐재기 시도 곰야 있음 어디는 내가 심장 탐재기 시도 곰게 있으라와
네
어디는 잠히 제스가 어디 좀 버려 네 되네 다들 저기 성공도 되네 저기 교회에서 진짜 심장 잔도 뭐 지긴다면서 아니 되네 뭐 지고도 손도 아니 어디게 아니 믹스에게 공개 어디라다 제가 지금 뭔가 내서 당가 여러
나디리 나
어디 다도 뭐 당부 장주 샘께 받을 직 아니 이발라마 고메데 니 아니 랑이 이담이 하라고 하는데 숨 네 랑샘 제가 지금 먹으면 시 네 게사 잔도 뭐 당나
디기 제시
어딘가 되요나 아니 가서 단 미세 찌기나라 다 상게고 삼나 뒤돈다도 루트야다 딩하나 상대로 삼아 맘차상
라리 오케이 디지든 송경게 방우주파 라 케스페시 와 디기
담봉 지대 승무가 자기가 지금 찍고 고민이라라 아니
라리
어머저 공을 좋아당 버려 딱혀 내가 지금 오나 장주 섬기긴다 메세 라마 고인다 메세 이담 고인다 어디 에네데 대상마 딱 공이 칼렌제 버라
라리 okay so here Jidan Songkyun he asked Pamojupa for teaching and he said very clearly I don't want like a lot of practice, I don't want a lot of things. I just want practice only one thing, only the Mahamudra. This is what I really want. I don't want to get like so much practice and so much distraction about that. I just want a single practice, and this will be the Mahamudra. And so Pamojupa say, okay, sure, okay, no problem. Maybe you can do the Mahamudra as the main practice. But first, let me ask you some question. Okay, so you will practice the Mahamudra, but when you will practice the Mahamudra, do you pay homage to your root guru? Do you pay homage to your master, and you like meditating somehow to the master, and you will matter to like meditate and thinking about your master, your root guru before starting the practice? And at this question, Pamojupa say, of course, I mean, without masters, there is no teaching. It's the origin of all teaching. So definitely, I will pay respect to the master and I will meditate on the master. Okay, next. Okay, then, okay, you will meditate on the Mahamudra, or you will pay homage to your master. So during this time, when you pay homage to your master, are you meditate yourself as an ordinary being, or you will be like meditation like as a deity, visualize yourself as a deity? And at this question, Jidan Songkyun say, of course, you will be incorrect to visualize yourself as just ordinary being. So I must be like a deity. I must meditate myself as a deity in order to meditate on the root master. Okay. So next, let me ask you another question. Are you meditate on the Mahamudra for your own purpose, for your own benefit, or you want to be beneficial for all sentient beings? Are you doing that for be able to help all every beings? And to this question, Jidan Songkyun say, of course, I don't do that in a selfish purpose. I really want to help other beings. So I definitely have this motivation of love and compassion to help other beings. Okay, so next, let me ask you another question. So when you will finish your practice, to who you will dedicate all this energy, all this merits accumulate? You will think like going away without do any dedication, or you will maybe dedicate the merit you have accumulated during the practice of Mahamudra? And at this question, of course, then she will say, of course, I need to do the dedication. I do to dedicate to, let's say, put, or let's say, to direct my energy, all this beneficial practice to the benefits of all sentient beings. Oh, I know. So now, if I understand correctly, you will practice Mahamudra, but at least you need these 5 things. You know, this is why we say here the 5 lengths of Mahamudra. So the first is the meditation on the Guru. Then you have the like the motivation, which is love and compassion, is let's say the motivation or the energy we do that. Then of course you need to do like you meditate yourself as a deity. Okay, you meditate yourself as a deity when you do that. So the Yidam practice. Then of course the main practice of the Mahamudra, which is Ransem. Ransem, Chagya Shempo la droit. Okay, so here you say Ransem Chagya Shempo means Ransem, so your own mind, or let's say wrong there, your own mind or Mahamudra. So this is the main practice of Mahamudra. And at the end, it will be the dedication. I don't know if it's the correct word, but you will dedicate, or you will direct the energy benefit from this practice to all sentient beings. So this is why we have this 5 lamb Mahamudra. So now this is come from here. We say in Tibetan, not then, or you call it in English, 5 lamb Mahamudra. So 5 practice we definitely need. And Rinpoche says this is very good to start with this text, because actually if you want to practice, and even if you want to have like a very pith practice kind of thing like Mahamudra and don't need to do a lot of other practice, this is the least you need, these 5 lamps. This is, you definitely need all this lamp in order to practice. So this is why it's very auspicious to study and to practice in this way. Lasso.
Hola, so tadiendo ene tambo tenga some karago warsana. Jamdan je tapola chembenge ke to machana chomla mi or chimi jungwe semondo de la nandenzo. Oh yeah, tambo ngaso de ngondo de la karago warsana. Ene jamdan je chigo wores. Amo so samlo ngondro ala ram. Oh dendo ene de khae barsana namgyu ngaso 지단게 미드세너와 근데 나는 둔도에 나다 근데 참말로 대화 고교래 동날 고고 말해
네
근데 신기 동보당 아니 제 면도당 자는데 참말로 대화 고고래 에 근데 자고 그래서 나서데 남창모 레브와 강다고 겨 공부를 아니 신기 로마스모 콤도 그래 면도 삼아 교보 샤르다 고데 동네데 먹어인 말이라 아니 이마샤 자라 갑지나더니 면도 삼아 차중 보체 아니 신기 로마스모 레이가 코페 고거데 어디 더 고데 괜히 혼자인 말이라 네 근데 나나 지금서 다미 부고 총총 지내도 다도 럽달로 그래 봐 쯤모세 그래 때 가르치게 쓰고래 거점 가르치는 거 높다고 해서 콜라 나갑 대화고 그래 콜라 쯤모라 가버와 아니 콜 높다라도 가르치는 마음 바나 거 메시지 찾아놓으라 기보용 하시더래 마도 아니 콜 높다라도 칼레체야다 개겐자 가유세야다 아니 탕체야다 늘이시도 콜 높다로 말아
네네
어딘데 아니 대화 거디 괜지 맞다 수인나로 어딘데 아니 내 잠바 지금 가정하면서 잠바 근데 대화 중요하지 말 대화.
대화 가고요. 더 잠바.
잠바 근데 가정 가서 대화 중요하기 시지 말이지.
시. Okay. That's okay. So as we say, so first like the motivation, or you can say the preliminary, like neutral. That's what comes before neutral. Okay. So here in the text, we are on the first strophe of the text. Okay, when you talk about love and compassion, and here when you talk about love and compassion, is something like everybody wants. When I say everybody, it's not like only everybody, like everything. There is no anything, even like beings and animals, but also like plants and trees, and everyone, everything need and like love, like to be happy. So this is the idea about happiness. So we want happiness and we don't want suffering. This is for sure for everything. And okay, when you say people and animals, we can see clearly, but what about plant and and flower and things like that. It seems to be strange to say that, but actually not so much, because when you look about plant, for example, like trees and flowers, when it starts to be like cold, like in winter, you can see the leaves are falling and everyone is like very, very not in a very bad, in a good shape. If you know flowers, you can see in winter they become like brownish, a little bit like losing their leaves and become like not very nice color, nice feeling. You can really see that. And as soon as the spring is coming, everything is changing. The color is changing. You can see it's become like beautiful green, and the flower coming up, and then there is all this leaf and everything. So you in somehow you can say during the winter time, during this very cold time, those plants are not so happy. They're not really feel good. And then when the winter is finished and then the spring is here and the sun is shining, everything seems to become very nice. So the flower is coming, a lot of green leaves, and everything is beautiful. And you can really have the feeling of, wow, that's a beautiful flower and the beautiful trees. So here is something very, very important. Like right from the beginning, even if you say about a child. So when you are a kid or when you are a child, we like to play. We like to play around. And why do that? Because the thing is, we like to have fun, and so we love happiness in the same way we play. But also at the same time, we also go to school and we study. And this is not so funny, not so cool, but because you have to do like homework, and also sometimes the teacher, like he say you do bad things and you get like scolded for him and everything. So it's not so nice, not so cool, but we're still doing it. And why? Because we're thinking about in the future. Okay, we like to play around and to have toys and everything, but still we need to study, because if you study, then when you are kids and after when you get like grown up, when you get adult, you will have a good job and you will have a nice life, and everything you want to buy, you will be able to do it. So this is also for like creating some happiness. This is a cause of happiness. When you study when you are a kid, this is to be happy when your future life, or I mean in your adult life. So this is the thing. So here, when we talk about love and compassion, so in Tibetan we have Champa, this idea of love. Love is really about like I would say the base of everything, like really everything, not only man, animals, but also plant, everything we do as a kid, everything we do in life, everything around us is the base of everything. Like this, everyone to be happy. It's basically this thing. Everything want to be happy. It's the let's say the way to go toward happiness. The idea of going toward happiness. This is the base, and this is why. So love is so important.
Ola so ene dela da chamba sende khare khande jing mo sing war tang so mila ina thundola ina ene nga so jing mendo da wo da khare la ina pe jambo cha yakbo cha ro kabo cha o den is chamba la ro ane de che wa ina khare asina masolo pe kibu le gre la pendo bo le gre la na so phorba da jing ro 아니 퍼바들 고 참보제 고 약보제 주 갈레지 치 갈레지 살아 샤바이나 거의 나서로 배 유는 뭐 배치야 퍼바들로 와 갈데라
그래서 푸르마 이보고 말만 갈까래 비슷 나한테
갑 퍼바 갑 갈도 와
갑 퍼바
나 되면 뭐지 고 슉 참보 살아 샤샤나 내가 저 배치시라야 뭐 콜렉션 샤로로 와 어디 콜라이나 참보고 가라 와 말해 네 추다워나 콜라 참보제 거래 추데 갈래 지키는 걸 모두 추데 격보격보 벌바대야 꺄샤 파뚝샤나 추데 버르 그러 어디 콜라 참보고 거래 추데라 내 가르나 내 참보대 연나 내가 설아 갈래야 말 추 살아보나 양치 거라 갈래시로 근데 측과자 그러 슈구도 철라도 사도서 철라도 측과자 그러 근데 내가 갈래시로 어다 내가 내가 참바지 근데 배 강기 털라나 거 고디 괜지
이거는 tamadi de corpa su ane tamadi ya beaucoup maçon tamadi carré tamadi tampo porbar wane chu jambo chu tamadi carré
kasi de chude buena And then also la lekachi thingira ko chibu right. And they chew the sugar chilla tola dona, sikbazagra. Oh, that best something is show chola or something. Sugar and a chubosan called chola dore, eat our sugar. There's a sound so they are coach awayna. Udan Tolado Mare, Sadan Tolado Mare, shoot down Tolado Mare, then the Mundo sent go the Chamba de Guerrilla, the Kari Tolaina, Moons and nothing, some you go de la.
The Jumbo de Nika Chibare,
Chibare, Chambo Chade, Chamba, Sinaco, Chambo Jacajiro, Mila Yahuja. Chamba, Sinacala wasn't Mila Chamboche, Yahuchela. Musical Digomar, so Karina, Chalas in the Ra, Motas in the Ra, Co, Chi, Tapoya Poya, Co, Mota the Unimoso, and then also Yapodo to the Ra, Mota the Apotapo Maya, Country Monetization, Lemson Tolado. Oh, any chum, oh, Karila in Google, the chums and Yapocha.
Okay, so here we have a word, but it's first time for me even to hear. I never hear before. So we have this jam, because when we say love, okay, we say love, and for us it's like very romantic kind of idea, especially for French people maybe. So very kind of love and romance and everything. But in Tibetan is not really the case, and it's not really the same word. So Champa or jam, you have the same like root of this love. It's like to take care, to do things in very soft manner, to do things in very soft manner, to be soft, to be, I will say that, to take care in somehow and of everything. And of course, people, you need to pay, I mean, to be respectful with people, to take care with care, to take care with all people and animals. But not only that, even the things around us, like Nimoshe was taking the example of if you have like a cup. So if you are in somehow kind with this cup, that you take care of it, when you put it on the table, you do it slowly. You don't just like throw it on the ground because it will break, okay? It will break definitely, and so you cannot use anymore. So when you use this cup, you take care of this cup. And then also when you pour some water inside, the same thing. It seems clear, but still we do it. When you pour water, you don't like just pouring water like out of the bottle very rough way, and then there's water everywhere. No, if you do that, it will be waste of the water, and it's not the way to properly fill the cup, right? So you do it gently, you do it softly. Maybe this is the idea of gently. Gently. I think this is the best word here. You do things very gently. So you do the water gently, and also the same. So if you do this, for example, like this water, let's say you want to put some water in the cup, and then you do very roughly, very violently somehow. So you will have the water everywhere. So you will waste your paper. So when there is a paper near to your cup and you do that, you will have some water on the paper and you cannot use anymore. So you waste the paper here. So you need also to be gentle to the paper as well. So in this case, this is very important, because in Tibetan, we have this word jampa, which normally translate to love. We say love and compassion. I think even in the text, he will say, yes, love and compassion. So here, it's actually not the idea of maybe we have about love. It's meant to be like very gentle, not to people and animals, but to everything. I can take another example, like a car. It's the same thing. So if you have a car and you are gentle with your car, so you take care and you need to repair, and you don't do a lot of like crazy thing with it, and you really take care of your car, you will have for a long time. You will stay along with long time, and you can go around and will be drive away around. So that's the thing. So the thing is, this is the main things we need when you say neutral. So neutral is clear, right? We say preliminary is the thing we go before. Neutral, what come before. And basis is this gentleness. I don't know if it's the word in English, so we say maybe gentleness. So to be like very gentle to everything, to people, take care of animals, but of all other things, all our objects around us. So that's very, very important. That's a basic to have this gentle mind, gentle way of acting, to take care of everything. Lasso.
Hola, so that in the any also the chamba singing the gate, any career also similar chamba singing the Narawan. Maransula Subunala Penachik Nasarovana Cope Yun Chavare.
Oh.
And in Mijanda Silla Nadia Nara. And then they gonna Suzuki similar chamba Yapo Chiana and a Kogana Kozubogana Solapatawina, me Chandagi Nasa de Shiru.
So in also the jumper you and in also
so Gila Chambana, or the Chamba came me the key, Chanda mean Nepazilla, Kozuk Shumbayana, Subugana do Salapa Sharawan. And then somebody call it Yaboyan and Kibu and some Tamina. Pachogi the soup the peg Yumuratan. Pacho de la Semla Kipoleatan. Or then you pendola bore.
Oh, ma jumpa yure so la di
tegila chamba nara kana masachi gawarim bashiro ta lama sa chamba ji jawaina misem de la pekibul hemwa te kharjin kibu ngore ani khongi sem de na chamba pe shuk chambora odi ki tene ngasolo kogi de sorwa de ngasolo le ngorde odi ndo ene ngaso pe nasa mangbochi de shue ki thona ta Japtin Doboche, Mila Nasa Chadwa. The Karchi Tower, no co de la Chamba, Samina Gaze, the Shuj again Lama de la Chamba Shukshamba, Tagazi, any me Pajo, Nebadi, trial, pick a boy or day. Hand over.
Daddy. Okay. So if you have this idea or this, it's not just an idea, it's really you have this. Yes, a love or this gentleness. I don't know if this word exists. This gentleness in your mind, like to be gentle, to be loving kindness. Sometimes you translate like this way: loving kindness, to be kind, to be loving. Of this idea in your mind, you really possess this kind of attitude. I would say in your mind, you really have this. You will have a short disease. For example, like if you have disease, it won't stay long. It won't be something dramatic. It will be like cure very easily. You won't get a lot of disease, or you will have few disease, maybe I should say this way. You will have few disease and maybe not really. And not even that, but you will even be able to kind of cure other people. Yeah. If some people have some trouble, or whatever, it's physical trouble or mental trouble or this kind of thing, and you really have this attitude of loving attitude in your mind, and you touch him, just by the fact of touching him, you will produce some kind of release to this person. You really feel like less worried, maybe, or feeling better. So his disease will maybe not cure completely, but he will feel better, and maybe at some point, maybe even cure completely, depending on your own loving kindness, on your loving power. And you can see that, for example, like the Holiness Dalai Lama. He has this very strong love and kindness in himself. He's really completely like very, very strong power of loving kindness. And when you see those kind of master, you feel good. Yeah, just by seeing him. When you even, on TV and everything, but if you have the opportunity and the fortune to meet him directly, and you see him, really, you can really feel your mind. It's like so peaceful, so happy. And why? Why is that? Because it's due to that. It's this kind of masters, they possess such love and compassion, and so it's like you can feel it. You can really get something out of it, because it's so powerful. Just by being here, you can feel it. So this is very important. So this is why it's so important to have this kind of attitude, to really have this strong practice, or this strong, I would say, attitude of, I would say, maybe loving kindness or gentleness. You have this in your mind.
Hola, so that in the Chamba again the Koran the country here, Chamba again the Ra, me, Shambala pen toy, somebody go to the Chamba, I love it. Me Janda, like Kibu, somebody go to or the Samo de la Chamba, I love it. Me Janda, like pen dog, me Janda, like Kibu, somebody go to
So when you say this word Champa in Tibetan, so we translate generally by love in English. So actually what it means to, it's the idea of wanting people to be happy, to have like sempensi in the door, to try to be beneficial to people, try to bring happiness to people. So this is really about this idea of flow, like sempen, this idea of shen. Shen means other, and pen means like to be beneficial. So the idea of being beneficial to others, to helping others. So this idea of taking care, loving, having kindness toward others. That's the idea of the Jampa in Tibetan.
And then they get carry your son and also get on that sama ode samlula na tup gore.
Jutub gore.
Tonda karina dubgore that they get a husband.
Ah, that's all.
Tonda karina. But now, not so kid as you lay now. Rava, Michi the kidilla chick pen toyata, and then kidilla color taking go to Lorena. Get back to your mother.
Oh.
Michidan was a Michanda, she called La Sana de Caro, Roba machine, and they called Kid the Son of Omar Kid. Don't get it. What's it was a right? Jadan and Ram. Now, Korangi Dapoto, Yakoranga, Yapo chicken, you know. The court son of K game or Kutsu Kongama, you, Sama Gulchekope, Jen Dash, the Chidwa. Rather than call some, the call a pembig, some you did. Kid is full, let go. Or the Anna Jangato, the same de la pembig, some of the Yoga, you know. So Michin, I'll have gore, and then Pesha and I'll have gore, non combine, I'll have gore. Ani ya Sange go on in a laboratory, Ransom, Paladora, Fransule Umore.
No.
Oh, Sanga don't just about Labumore, so the Pala Jandala Pembe, some of the Avena.
The Johnson about younger than that.
Oh, the Labumore, Sukara now, Labumore.
No, go on. I can't enjoy your mind. Also, thank you. Okay. Sangi Corona, Pebiro.
Well, take it upon so back Tombo, I saw the Nilam Nala Tongore, the Nejula Yamla Tamon also Tom. The Sangi Shazi Leda, or the Cardinal Chamba Gatamayo, Sangela Tawa Gatamayo, and a call to Leveramato. Sangela Chipaza, Sangela Doshu, very humor, Sanga. Jagimara.
Okay, so when you have this attitude, when you have this loving, kind mind, I don't know, like I think it's clear, right? To have this attitude. So when you have this, let's say, Jampa in Tibetan, everything will be accomplished. Everything, no matter what, no matter you want to do, no matter you want to achieve, you will be able to do it. It's very clear. It's no limit on this one. So, and you can see very clearly, for example, when you talk about dog, so when you see a dog, you say, wow, they do like this, and they're sometimes very like aggressive and everything. But if the dog meets his master, that means the one who want to be benefit to him, will like benefit to him, we have this idea of benefiting him by giving like food and shelter and everything. So the dog towards this person is very different. He's very kind, calm, and he's like moving his tail, and he I don't know, like rubbing his head on its whatever. So this is a very demonstration of loving kindness. So the dog show very clearly that he's very happy with this person. And why is that? Because this person possess, let's say in his mind, this attitude to be benefiting to the dog. And the dog knows that. He can feel it. So this is why toward him, you have very special attitude that you won't have with stranger, with someone like maybe they don't know, or maybe people would very bit aggressive towards the dog. So this is very clear. So Rinpoche say, if we have this attitude, everything we wish for will be able to achieve. Like whatever, if it's a house, a money, friend, even Buddha and Bodhisattva. When you say, normally we like to go to see teaching and everything, but you must say you don't need to go anywhere. Buddha and Bodhisattva will come to you. And I say, really, they will come? He say, yeah, sure, they will come. Because as soon as you accept, as much as, let's say maybe like that, as much as you loving kindness, you love toward other people, this idea of want to be benefit to other people, depending on the strength of this attitude, the Buddha and Bodhisattva will come closer and closer and closer to you. First, maybe they will come in your dream. You will maybe see Buddha and Bodhisattva in your dream. And then, as your love progress and get more and more strong, powerful, you will be able to see him directly. You can really see, as I ask you, be sure, like, are you saying like, I'm staying here and the Buddha will come to me and I will see him directly? And the Buddha say, yes, yes, exactly. If your love is strong enough and powerful enough, you will be able to see the Buddha. And so this is very important. So this is the thing. If you really possess this attitude, everything will be possible. And of course, we talk about money, car, like house, and this is very little thing. You will be able to achieve enlightenment, completely Buddhahood. And you will have Buddha and Bodhisattva as a companion, like every day around you. So this is why it's so important, like the basic, this attitude. Want to be benefit to other people. Shen pen, we have in Tibetan, very strong word. Shen pen. Shen is other, like other people, and pen is beneficial, to want to benefit other people, to help them, to want them to be happy. That's very important.
소소로 빼기 보려고 그래. 가르치려고 그러는 거는 저 갸카들 가워체 갸카들 팬도 삼라나 그냥 남가지로 슈주샤나 고 다들 쪽바 차가서 야 두네야. 네 강의 사는 유샤로. 그 갸카들 가오면은 소소 납치 슈 팔아요. 도슈 담을 제도로. 네네네. 어데 아니 다 될라테나 아니 사자도 짱마나 아니 소소라 주고 감당 벌레기로. 어디 소소기 갸카라 펜베 삼로나 기보도 소를 거래. 소소라 나이야 말에 사이야 말에 사 짱마 되나로 추 짱마 되나 어 신나 섬 짱마 되나 아니 소소 주보라 나사 용용으로. 아니 나는 빼나치 소소 갸카들 가오야나 아니 소소 갸카는 소소 미게 내가 yap어지거래 내가 전에 소소 게 아니 중기 차도서 yap어지거나 아니 데라 바베 아니 소소라 기보 빼 망벌을 거래. 나 내면으로 아니 지 소소 약하들 가오면은 아니 지 차도서 마장 주마시에 고콜 담버레신으로 유들라 소소라 첨보 아니 소소라 쳬바포 아니 소소라 도봉으로 어딘데 아니 담보 가서 고 토마들 가르키 고유네 소데 야라 펜베 샘데 장거래 엘라리 안바 지금데 가르는 샹라 소소 다신 소레스나 소소 이가카데 랑나 신로와 어딜에 펜베 삼로데 요나 에네 판도 술라레 소소랑나 레고레 기보도 소랑 레고레 라레 맞어 또데 가르고 버서나서 기보고 거라
네네네네. Okay, last thing I need to say also about last time, which is say, of course, if you have this attitude to love and compassion, Buddha and Buddha will come. But if you like throwing stone and say a bad word and everything, and have a very like a bad attitude, that Buddha won't come. You don't want to be get hit by a stone or get insulted or whatever. So this is very important. Buddha won't come to someone who is very like rough and not very gentle. So this is one thing. And also now I must say also about this attitude. It's very important to have the same attitude toward our own country. So, and if you do that, if you have this attitude of loving and kindness to and like taking care actually of our own country, people, I mean the place where we live, so we will have happiness. And what is the reason of that? So let's say if you pay attention to that. So for example, when you are in the street, you don't like throw rubbish everywhere, or like in India, people they sneeze like this from their nose to the street, this kind of thing, very disgusting attitude. So if you do this kind of thing, so definitely it will be very dirty. So you do that, and many people do that, and everything do that, and then now it's not a very nice place to live anymore, because it's like like destroy and dirty, and also if you don't love your country, you won't take care about the water, about the hair, about all the grass, the leaves, and everything, and then you won't be happy. So this is very important to have this attitude toward our environment, or let's say our country here, right? To have like very nice and gentle attitude toward here. So this way you won't have disease. You won't believe in a very bad and not health supporting environment to do that. So this is very important to have this attitude also toward our environment. And also about our job. So if we are gentle with our job, that means you take care of our job. If someone you need to do things, you do it properly, you do your best to do it. So you will have a job, and people will hire you and will give you a good salary, and even you get maybe progress in your job and everything. If you take care of the thing, everything goes well. Everything goes well, and you will find happiness. On the contrary, if you don't do that, if you don't pay attention to your environment, that you sneeze everywhere, you throw like rubbish and everything, so very very soon it will be very dirty, and it will be not very nice place to live anymore. If you don't pay attention to your job, you maybe get fired, or if you don't pay attention to the country, you maybe break the law, like you go and say something bad about let's say the government or whatever, and you maybe make yourself in such situation that you like a rebel against the law or whatever, and you will get maybe beaten up or maybe get to jail or whatever. So anything. So something very bad will happen to you. So this is very important to think everything we need. So that we really need to develop right from the beginning, right? So from the beginning, what we need to learn. Actually, we need to learn that. We need to learn this attitude to be beneficial to others. When we say other, it's not mean only people or even animals, but things, everything, and also our country, our environment. Actually, it's other to us. When you say Shem Ben, you make the country between yourself and what is not yourself, and your country, the place where you live, the things around you is not yourself. So it's the same. Let's say inside of this Shem, of this other, we need to take care of, or we need to be kind to. So this is very important. Right from the beginning, we definitely need to learn this attitude, to work and to, let's say, to develop such attitude. That's all.
And then the Benachik, so Benan Namin, so the trouble, Tomo, sell gonna. And then they promote and pull up Pendoy, some much worry. Would they not promote the Pendoy, some much worry? What the Yona? And it trouble in a Jurgir, Tomo and a Jurgir. Let me watching Aranchico, Yakochico, Yandala, Carajun, and then Mr. Gansala Kajala, Chansa get him my journey. Kajala Pomo Major, Kajala Puminger, Mr. Hardware, they give them Aranchico, some there are, they do go Marella. So, talking one della, when I dingy, that trouble Tomo de Gona, one della, or Jandela Pendo, so much you won't go over it. And the Yona, and it's also trouble Tomo did to worry. And then they say, any call, that's why you put another pen to the Senna, and it was a chance I get zero. Oh, then Miss Gansan keep a level. And then Mena, oh, Pala, me to Waya, and then you told them, or the Nation, and then Tobo Sanara, Mare, Tomosan, Rayamara. And then also they shot him in one door, second day, bad day. Catch you in shall government, they carry Kitola and they catch you, the cham second day.
Gagori Mush is song do.
You didn't
Okay. So also in our family, when you say family or non family and like relationships, maybe we say relationship in between, let's say our friend, like whatever we are, man or woman, we need also to have this attitude to like other. Like if you are a man, if you want to have like a girlfriend, so you need to have this attitude to take care, to be kind, to be loving to this person. And if you do that, so people will feel that. So you will maybe be able to to have this girlfriend. Same for a girl. If a girl, she have to have the same attitude toward a man. Nowadays it's not only girl and men, but we don't go here. Anyway, so any kind of partner, let's say partner, so we clear. So when you are in a relationship with a partner, no matter a girl or boy, whatever, you need to have this attitude, of loving kindness. Because if you don't, so if you think like, yeah, whatever she happened to her, I don't really care. I need to take care of myself. I need to do things that I want to do. And I don't need to marry, and I don't want like to spend my whole life with her and taking care of her. I don't need that, or him, whatever. And then if you have this attitude, no one will ever marry you, right, for sure. And then you will be like alone, and you won't be able to find someone to share with life with. So this is very clear. So if you want to have like first like girlfriend, to be in a relationship, you need definitely to develop this attitude toward others. Not think about only yourself, to have like a selfish attitude, but ready to think about others, to take care. What does she need? What does he need? How can I help him? How can I be beneficial? If you have this kind of attitude, people will feel it. People will know that you have this attitude, genuine attitude, not just like talking, blah, 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 but no, genuine attitude, genuine attitude, a genuine mind towards this, not like fake, this is another topic. No, real genuine thing. And if you do that, then people, maybe you get married, and so you can live very happy together. You can be supportive to each other. So you have a partner in your life. So this is very important. This is very, like Jitendra Songgyun, they say, whatever you do, right from the start, right from the beginning, you definitely need to have this attitude. This is why here, the first word, you say, jump down. So jump, what is the first word? Is this loving kindness, this attitude of gentleness. This is very, very important.
잠바 제다된 아니 딱 닝제 생각데 간대지랑 뭐 생각 같은 닝제 생각들어 아니 닝제 생각 내가서 깡알 매봐서야기 삼로치가 닝제라고 그래.
Okay, so the next is ninja, or compassion. Here you have in word. So what is that? So this idea is the thought to release people from trouble, from suffering. Kanyan mempa. Kanyan means like you say in Tibetan. Kanyan means like suffering, trouble, problem. Everything like don't bring happiness. The contrary of happiness, like unhappiness. So how to take people to clear out, to read all this like unhappy feeling, to this kanya, to this struggle, to this problem. So this is about, we say compassion, or ninja in Tibetan. This is this one.
Hola, so that in the ending around so that the shengi, tungal, the meva zoyaki, and the meva chavo some of the yobaina. And there are in a Karamarina Sozola Kangal San Chegua Mare. Kimsen Karas and Sozola Kangal de Mitaba Chowdore. Also the Chidang Asota, Nambasanga Velusulana, Sangi or Elara. Sangi and Kara was not. So Kangal Meva Chachi, Keji, Sangi in the Ra. Harichin and so Kangal Sang said the Danda Kangal Kajan Chegers and Mashibangi. Can't you wrong? Or the Meva Chadala sang Lara. And the case and do that. Mashiba Shana, so I shemba share, Kebachara. The Yundin Gay like the Yunde, the Keba Shangri, the Mashiba, or the young, and so the Kangas on Cellular, or the Sangela, or Sangela. Or this then Sangay is Tawachi Karatugurana. And then Ninjas and the Shengi, Kangal Mebar, Sagi, Tambo, Manaso, Seminala, some of the Corgore, Elara. Then I took Jala Kiboyachidan, and the Jala Kangal Mevasachi. Odin Yuna, and then also Berna Calcatilla, some of the Tanara, and that's in the Kangal Mizoeki, some of Chivena. And it's Gaka de Kangal and Chegua Mare. Oh, Gaka and that's in Yoksha the Denera. 근데 서도라 강을 먹벌레 그래. 다 두발레 그래. 때네 삼모 먹고 땅 거래. 때네 다 먹벌레 거라. 어디 가르드는 어서 삼로들라 인제 근데 가장 생기 강을 먹어서 삼로. 아는 다나지 빼나징어서 낭미징래나. 아니 소속이 빼나지 저버 저모르나 다 부모들이는 부들라 강을 미져야 답지 당하시다. 부모 근데 부대기 부모라 강을 미져야 답시 당하시다. 근데 거기 강을 매봐 용나 선배 삼로 지어봐이나. 근데 그랑이 빼 기불을 버려라래. 다 되면 뭐처럼 미잔다들라 강을 경경소 두바 경경갑 와 창동 라지 빼셔서 뭐 또 그래. 아니 가마 상만나 쏙봐서 어디 시작하나? 아니 잔다라는 게 로바데 선배 기본만 잘 와.
안내리.
땅아 공연도 내 투사면도 세트는 그러네. 그래. 야면은 그런 땡샤래. 그 교생에 나라 대망 아들라 나타. 말해. 네. 내가 소리가 소리 신라 강아 매바자 삼로치라니 인제라 어디 장거래라니 이바데.
네. Okay. So the next we say ninja in Tibetan, compassion. So this idea of compassion is, I don't know, it's a proper word, compassion. But let's see what I say. So this idea is the thought or the motivation to rid everyone from their suffering, to rid of all the suffering of anyone, to eliminate suffering, or to say suffering is a big strong word. Here it's kanyan. Kanyan means like trouble, something like people are not happy with. So you get rid of all of this. So this is the idea here about this attitude. I don't know if it's really compassion, but anyway. So you have this idea of ninja. So here, what I said, like if you have this attitude, if you really possess such attitude to want people to be happy, to be free from all this problem and difficulty and everything, so you will yourself be very happy. Be very happy. You won't have any trouble. You won't have any trouble, because in the Buddhist way, we say about we want to be like Buddha, and we have this word Buddha in Sanskrit, but in Tibetan we say Sangye. Sangye. And the idea of Sang here, it's like eliminate or cleaning, like everything is clean, right? So what we clean all, let's say, suffering or trouble and everything. And what you understand is where this is coming from, where the trouble is coming from, where the suffering is coming from. It's coming from the fact of not knowing. Mashepa, Marikpa, Mashepa. We don't know. We don't really realize how things are. So this is why we have some trouble. That's why we found ourselves in a difficult position or troubled position. So when you get rid of that and everything is clear, this is Sang, right? And so, as we said, Sang, you clear away what is not knowing, not realizing, not be able to see it. So everything is clear away. So now you can see, you can know, everything is clear. And this is the idea of the other part of the world, which is Gye, like knowing. All the, you say Gye, like it's generate or become like vast or something like that. So here, all the qualities, all the knowledge have been acquired, have been realized. So this is the idea of Gye. So this is why, when you really have this attitude to look for what trouble other people and how to get rid of that. Not only think about yourself and what you want and don't want, but no, look over people. What to bring them happiness? What is the trouble they may have in this moment? And how can I help them to get rid of that? So if you really have this attitude, and in a very large way, so with countries, nowadays there is like war and everything like happening. But when you see there is, if you have this relation between two countries and each country try to see what problem the other country may have and how to help them to get rid of this problem. So if you really have this attitude, you won't be war. I mean, if a country pay a lot of attention to another one and try to help them and try to see what problems they may have and how can they help them to solve those problems and maybe develop something from it, they won't go in war. I mean, it's very clear. But on the contrary, if you don't have this kind of attitude toward country. You may think like, yeah, this is an enemy. He want to do this and that, and then maybe you start to build some problems, and at some point you become like a war, right? And it's like very terrible. And also you can see this is about like country. You can see clearly in a relation, I mean international relation, but also in our arm and like in a relation with like boy and girl and partnership, this kind of thing. So if you really try to see what is the trouble of your partner, no matter what, boy and girl, whatever, and what is the trouble of your partner and how to solve it, like he gets some trouble or she gets some trouble, and okay, how can I help him on this one? How can I solve this trouble for him? How can I be helpful? If you really have this attitude, so if people will feel it and will say, oh, he helped me. Oh, when I get these difficulties, he was there. He helped me. He really tried to. I know the situation is hard, but he is really here to help me, to support me in this difficult time. So he will stay with you, and you will be very happy. And also, when you will have some trouble, people will help you. We help you as well, because you've been kind and helpful, and sometimes people maybe help you. But on the contrary, if you don't do this kind of attitude, then you just think about yourself. So Rinpoche was joking, it's like you start to drink and you get how you say drunk, right? When you drink and then you get drunk and then you waste all the money, and so you waste the money to useless thing like buying more drink or more alcohol or whatever. And also, as you are drunk, you cannot really clean the house. So the thing is, you just maybe lounge there in a very dirty house and you don't clean everything. And so a girl obviously will say, like, I'm not sure I can stay with him, because like you take all the money for drinking and then the house is a mess, it's very dirty. So I cannot stay with kind of guy, right? So maybe she will go down, okay? Or she will maybe leave your house. Or even worse, if you are not in your place and you do this kind of attitude, so the girl will maybe throw you out. So now you are in the street, right? Because you was just thinking about yourself, drinking and not cleaning the house and everything, and now you like a beggar in the street. Well, it's a very dramatic situation, but why not? Anyway, so you can see here, the thing is, it's really depending on this attitude. Really try to see what's trouble other people, what is their problem, and how we can help them, how you can benefit them, how you can solve their troubles, their worries and everything. So this is very important. If you really have this kind of attitude, everything will be possible, like we say, and you won't have any trouble yourself. You won't have any trouble. You will be very, very happy. That's all.
Hola, so that's so come on, Chonga, she comes in shower, that tongue chicken.
That's
okay. Come on, Chonga, so consent, right?
Okay, so we take a break, 15-minute breaks. We can like drink some coffee or tea, whatever. We have some break for 50 minutes, and then we're coming back after 50 minutes. Okay.
Okay. Okay, good. Everybody don't come now, yeah. Oh, Anne Sabina come, Anila, Kududebo. Anna, welcome to I Center, friend, no?
Lore asked me to say many greetings to you.
Yeah.
He would also love to join, but these days busy with child.
Yeah. And then come, okay?
Yeah.
So, now you talk about the lemon though. Everybody, Pala Fancy? Okay, I talk Pala, okay? Pala Fancy. So, time goes on, Mare. France ki kya hago me sata che gyurne asar engine na. Dengi khadu France na la sha go san ra. Okay. Then let's go. Oh yeah. You know that ngasogi chamdang je tapola shenbengi gyuto mache na sam. 아니 내가 다 참당 인지디 담봉가서 양보지 장고래라라.
네.
네, 참당 인지디 담보 있으면 양보 장네. 아니 가르쳐 거르잖아. 네, 미잖아 팬도 같이 거래스.
팬도 같이 그래.
시간에 팬도 같이 거래라라. 나도 팬도 받에 가르잖아. 가서 미장 오네 생이 바지 팬도거나. 다 장축기 고판도 거래, 상계 고판도 거래. 어다 내라, 오늘 릭 넘버 숨이래. 가래 릭 숨 가래잖아. 연덕이 장축, 랑가기 장축. 백바심배 장축 서라.
네.
다 연덕이 장축랑 가르잖아. 소소 랑칭 보지. 다 거래 동아들라 탈 기보지 중에 릭 송 삼마지래. 다들 파지르데와 유럽 철대랑 배쳤다나 약속했어요, 맞아.
가자.
네. 말해 유럽 나도 배쳤잖아, 약속했어요네. 랑치고 걸어라 타나 되게도 웃음. 말해.
근데 보고서 유럽은 되게 가이르더라.
유럽 철라. 되와 미 파수 잔치단지를 돌아셔다 제고 오면도 dello go da phazula khara ta mi re de sha do ode no ene ta rang khore dunga la thanna phaji digo sare mare
Europe gi ro
Europe
gi samlo tange na so chico de na digri ra de go che na kai
mare
dare
ode ene ode 가든 가서 잠당 이제 가르치 겸는 치고르잖아 랑 기부양하게 치도 다 랑라 기부양로 어디 고도 맨날 소소게 부족 가지어배나 땅서 도성 심 맛이 땅라 이나야 미데 롱차워체 미데 데메나 아니 보고도서 전부 사나 짜는 거라게 입니다 다시 보고서 나라 용거나 파마사도나 땅 파마사도 와서 빼 삼나 삼서 침보 깔에 침보도 와줘야라 로하 나도 파마데 파 코로나도 부르들 야고치 되겠잖아 니 보고도서 빼 줘야라 라사보 네네네 ene ko yangda lab deken odene ene dela indu so de ngara sola ta kipu gona 아니 잠나 인제 냠래 내 가르라 셴뱅기 셴레 펜베게 삼로도 보고래 에슨
네.
아 셴레 펜방원에 데 가르드나 어디 냔테기 다침 먹음자 고방 텀나 아니 원에 전에 셴레 펜도도 보고래
네.
아니 랑상 랑상게 고방
식보 사는 땅이야 니나 데 잼도 이제 연극으로
셴레 펜도라 페나 제기한테 다침 받아서 했더니 심장 상말아 최시에 도던 넘버지도 가르지 저거르나 람 어디 거래 동가다 타라시 저거라 네 거래 동가다 탈 세계인데 저기 가르치는 저거르나 오 상계기 가진데 봐 상경 가서라 가진 버려서나 대사베시되네 미jan달아 최시에 아니 준줄된 다마다 공부하장 다마다 시도하면서 다좀 받았으게 겸사해야 돼 말이야
right. Okay, so we go continue. So the first thing here, it's very important to develop this attitude of, let's say, loving kindness and we say Jombat or Ninja, and love and loving, like kindness and also to try to about this compassion or try to want to benefit other sentient beings. So this is very important. And if we do that, as we say, we can achieve anything. When you say anything, mainly we say about enlightenment. So when you say enlightenment or Buddhahood, because it's a bit, in French when you say, or in English we say Buddhahood, it means like generously Buddha, but actually, let's say, just talk about enlightenment, okay, without taking about this word Buddha. So enlightenment, and when you talk about enlightenment, there is, let's say, three kinds of enlightenment. There is not just a Buddhahood, but there is three kinds of them. So this is enlightenment. The first one, it's about, we say Nyente, or like auditor. We say Nyente. Nyente means someone who is listening. So auditor, solitary realizer, someone who realizes a thing alone, and Janshu Sempa, like bodhisattva. Okay. So the first one, when you say listener or auditor, this one, you want to achieve let's say, happiness for himself. That's his goal. Okay? That's his very basic goal. You want to be happy himself. He's really don't really care about like what can happen to others and everything. He just want to be happy itself. He want to reach happiness from himself. Which he was joking and didn't get yet. So he says maybe like European people or Europe. Europe has this idea of you want to be happy in Europe. So no matter what, there is war everywhere and in the world, and I don't care so much. I think as Europe is fine, there is no war between us, we fine, and it's okay. We don't need to take care about other people and everything. So it's a bit the same idea here. You don't really like helping other people to get rid of all the suffering. This is not his main goal. His goal itself is he wants to be happy. But in order to achieve this goal, he needs to have this attitude of benefiting others. This is very important. Even if you have this, let's say, objective to be happy for yourself, okay, something, this is your motivation. I want myself to be happy, but still you need to develop this to learn, which I was saying, learning, love and compassion, this idea of loving kindness and gentleness toward others, toward everything. So you need to learn that. This is very important. And also, when you say about this listener or auditor, he also have this idea of helping others, kind of. He try to be beneficial to others also. For example, like by teaching. For example, he say like those persons are very grateful to the teaching of Buddha. So in order to show this gratitude, okay, Kadinche, to show this gratitude towards the Buddha for this teaching, they teach to others. And they also perform some miracles, so like emanation or Zunchu, say like emanation or miracles. They say a lot of like showing a lot of things to others and also to benefit us in this way. So this is it. So when you, even if you are like the first kind of motivation that you want to achieve happiness for yourself, you want to be rid of suffering for yourself, you don't even go further than that. Even though you will need to develop loving kindness and this attitude of wanting to helping other people, Shen Pen, in order to achieve this goal. So this is very important. Lasso.
Also, the telling you about the wrong sangies and wrong sangia the Kai Martina. Takola Lubin Sana Mogoshi, Gigan Mogoshi, Ram. Kran Sangi can't you realize the wrong sangia the Ram. And the current that in some of Sanri Padua or the Rabushi, me Korande. Among Sangi chose how much young never shadow Ram. Or the Kabla Jungrella, Sangi cheers and young never shall be meeting it. And call me the Karichi was in a call ya Camroni. To troll like Ram. And to troll left the any call de la that Michigan is Ruba the Tongue Ruba Migi. That cook is some not on or Kansas, the Ruba the Canisiuna, some call Della della Pesciucci or that. I said you are Ruba the Canisiunason. But the Ruba the me, she needs you go to do some ra. Or some of the crew at the Habor, Hodella. She had the condition of Shiba in a sale to call the young de la Tassajur, that she had the condition of Shiba. The Mikin and Shiba Resin. Oh, then Mikio Mahabor, that was the Lara. But then I rebate in the Koshi and at that time Marik by Mahagoni. And I saw you then a Kanga the correct say there's no Marik Palatena Jumudu say. Marik by the Pagaya Kotabjetanje. Oh, then you call Degala Yambers and Gomgadu, and you call Sangerore. De la Ran Sangias, a Koran Sangirima, the Lama, Roten, Gigantala, Chunye, and in Yamlin Chago Marellare.
A Jugo Marigo.
Oh, Koran Sangerura.
No, you long it young Chibo Salon.
Koran Samlodan, that Tambu for the Ruba the Tassachin. Yes, Samlodan, Marik Bala. Gashi, Kiwala Tenajun, Kiwa Karela Tenajun, and Kiwa de Dene Dilla Kazam, Sebala Tenajun, Sebal Lembala Tenajun, or that rebate in the Kojun, the Atal Sana Tendachuni, all the town of Ganeko, Sangerone. And you could meet this like Cheshire, the Kanat and Cheshire Malare.
I go against America.
Young kind of church Malara. They call me the Salas and then call Nomla Pur. Tundutin, and then Lula Mebar. And then Chulu, or then is a miss on Pahans and then comes the same day. Ya, Tabakiro. And they call Joel good. Or the nigga like a chigurella. Call Karan Show Kata Malala. She Malara. Or the
Korangi, the Zubogi Karisa, shoot on me, and you go to go.
Oh, that's Zubola Mebaravatan. And it shouldn't have Ravatan. There is Damana Zudutena. Oh, that is a Miss Hamako. Zunduten to be later, Miss Kalekala, all the good over that comes to the neck, and the ransom called Dundul Damaraten. Cannot show my share. And then Lula Dundul Damaraten, and a collar, and then meet the share. How got you again? Oh, then they Ricky, oh, the ransom.
Okay. Okay. So the next one, we call it in Tibetan Rang Sangye. Maybe it's like very clear way of saying. Like Rang means like self, and Sangye means Buddha. But means like here it means like it's you realize like enlightenment by itself, by himself, like by himself or herself, depending if it's a girl or a man. Anyway, so the thing. Here it's a bit like a scientific people. It's something like someone very into reflection, into analytical reflection and see things. So here, those kind of people, they don't have any teacher. They never meet the Buddhas, they never meet the teachings, they never practice anything, they don't do, there is no connection whatsoever with the Buddha's teaching. No, it's just someone like they have this kind of mind, like someone who is kind of very curious, want to know things and everything. And so this guy or this girl, whatever, they go on a walk, let them walk, and at some point they reach a symmetry. And they reach a symmetry, and the symmetry maybe like old symmetry, right? Because like nowadays maybe not so like this, but anyway, so in this old symmetry, they found bone. Well, they found a bone, and they say, oh, what is that? It's a bone. So it means like, where does this come from? And start to think about that and say, okay, this is a bone, so it should be a man or a woman. So, okay, so if it's a man or a woman, so you have life. So how did he die? Or he died, okay, so he died means, So before dying, he was living. Oh, so how the life is coming from? And so he reflects on that and he says, okay, so life, it's after death. And then you have death, and then you have life, and then before life, what do we have? And that means there is a burn. So the people is born some point, he live his life, and suddenly he's dead, and then now you can see the bone. So he go like this. And then, okay, so where this birth is coming from? And you see like all this, what we say, tendency, like the 12 link of interdependence. Like you say, like for example, you have attachment and third, and then you, I say, thirsty. When you get thirsty, sepa means like thirsty, and then you can go back to the thing. And when you do that, we say in a contrary way, not like in normal way, like you say, with counterclockwise, you would say, like you go from dead to the first one. So you go to the last to the first one, which is marikpa, not seeing literally. Ma is negation and rikpa is to see, to perceive. So not seeing, or we call sometimes ignorance, or not seeing. So when he sees that, it's, oh, this is the main problem. This is the main foe. You know, when we talk Arat, we call it foe destroyer. This is the main enemy or the main foe. So now he tried to go against this enemy, against this foe. So he will meditate and he will get rid of this marikpa. And he will achieve easy enlightenment in this way. So you can say it's not like Buddhahood, but it's enlightenment, Sangye. Like here, maybe you can say, because really you can say like Zhongchu. So you achieve his own enlightenment, and he won't even never teach anyone. So he won't never teach. So he not receive any teaching for any Buddha or never practice anything except reflecting on this and go rid of this marikpa, these things that we cannot see, and that's provide us to see something like that, marikpa. So he go against that, he get rid of this marikpa, and then now he's accomplished his enlightenment. And the way he kind of teach people is by doing a lot of crazy things with his body. Like for example, he put himself, I say, me bargido, kolonge supo ronshi me bargido.
Zunjul there, Zunjul.
Zunjul, wow.
Zunjul then a kutola meber, kumela chulu, and a parnala some nyal do, or the parnala do shadow, and a chunang chuganga madiba drado, or the net drama that Zunjul. So he will practice some like Zunjul, you say like miracles or something like that. So it's not, I want to be sure, it's not like he put himself on fire, it's not that. But he make like his body burning, but not by putting some gasoline and putting some fire. No, not that. Don't make me wrong. Here, it's like a magical display, magical display, like suddenly his body become like fire or like water, or he can fly in the air. He can fly around, or he can walk in the water, all of this kind of thing, all the kind of display, And when he does that, people see that. So, oh, incredible, there's someone flying around, or someone like he was in fire, and then suddenly nothing, and everything become like water. And when people see that, they develop some faith toward the Buddha Dharma. So this is his way of teaching somehow. By displaying all these kind of like miracles, or I don't know how you can say that, like how can I say that? Miracles, I think maybe this is the idea, okay? So you put yourself like, become fire, flying around, walking on the water, all this kind of thing. That's all. So, and the Tardu Sangya Chumden, Zoba Sangya Chumden, Sendeta. Dimni Basana Jabachana, Rangya Lam, Sama Tarchim Begita, Sangye de, and I don't Sangya Shikata. Oh, de Tobarchebe, Samlo, oh, de la Chanchukism, Laura Chanchukism, and so I the Divas from a Daodo, and then the Shingodo, some the Samlo Kia de la Chanchukism, Lara, holding us each other in Mondo in Bari, isn't that? That's mundo de pejare, pena, ta pose and ta pet, marbo ta shukshembo ta ko ta shukshembo ta ko ta ya ho yo ba de khande sa ko na ta sama yum to gyug na 아니 신은 그 따들이 다 숙체주 예매당 그 야고 예매대 하고 그래라라
네네네네
다 남지 마교 버도 그 따야 봐봐도 하고 말이야
네네네네네
내가 나는 있잖아 얘네 내가 가서 잠당 이제 내가 때네 아니 가서 남지 섬제 생기 도던 집에 아니 장식이 고팡을 말하기 버도 고수 말해서 잠이 이제 가시 뭐 뭐시라 어딘데 상계 고판을 두고나 잠는 인증인데 그냥 딱이 겨라고 잖아 팬도시아데 딱이 겨라고 그랬어.
네.
어디 대체나 얘네 가르잖아. 톰람이 없으면 톰람이서 미만도 다 거다야 보도서네. 얘네 징년 봐. 대도 아스터게 담아도 옹을게 담아도 너무 대도. 어디 딱 맞고 버도 걸어대 년바들 라고 말해라래. 어디 하는 생각 서디 잠팬데 잠는 인증원에 잠만 맞게 버도 어디 장식 고판도 톱기 말해라라. 어디는 당 몽원로들 게시 못 쳐버렸습니다.
네. 톰라밍 어처르만 중페. 근데
톰라밍 어처 다 미마드고 그때 따대 보독세네. 어처잖아. 두제 제일 앞겨라 그래. 다들 너무 이게 책임 받지래. 어처라다 두제 제일 앞겨라 그래.
네.
땡큐라로라.
네.
very good thank you 라이다. 다들 빨리 하고 있으면 어디라기 말해라래. 믿으세요. 그 마규기 버도.
Okay. So here, when you talk about Buddha Shakyamuni, so in contrary of these two way of like receive or get to enlightenment, here there is another attitude, which is the Jonshu Gisem. Okay, this attitude to become enlightenment, not for like only for your own purpose or like without even thinking, just analyzing and get enlightenment by kind of accident, just by curiosity somehow. Here is not. It's someone who wants to benefit others, and in order to be able to benefit others, to have this capacity to be really helpful to all sentient beings, to bring every sentient being in enlightenment and get rid of all their suffering. So this attitude, it's we say Jonshu Gisem and the bodhicitta or bodhicitta mind, this attitude. So here we say this loving kindness and this attitude to want to get rid of all trouble of everything is like a stallion. You have this here, a stallion, like a horse. And a horse here, you cannot really see his value or his, let's say, quality or what is his strength, unless you go on a race, right? If you see different horses and you say, which one is the best? Maybe you are an expert, you can tell something, but even how it's not so easy to say which one is the best horse, right? So we need to do like a race. So when you do a race, you can really see like which one is the best, which one is really in top of, like in front of all of the horses, all of other horses, and then like coming without get tired, because at some point in the race, some horses will say, oh, I cannot go so much, so they just stop and then they will rest. But the good horse will continue like in a very steady pace until it reaches goal. So this is the idea here. So this loving kindness, let's say Jampa, and this attitude to want to get rid of all the trouble of people, this attitude is like this horse. He won't stop until he reaches enlightenment. He won't stop. And it is in very nice way of talking about the knowledge of the assembly of God and everything. So, I mean, this is like poetry kind of, but here you can say, just to say like, and all people will know, all people will clearly see what's the value of such horses. I mean, of these horses, if you talk about like one horse embodiment of loving kindness and this attitude to want to to get rid of all suffering of all those enemies. So this horse is really on top of all the other horses you can ever imagine. And everyone can see it clearly. So this is what you can say you pay homage to that, because everyone will like give some load to this horse. They will say some beautiful praise and everything to this horse, because it's very clear, like he's in the top, in the best of the horses you can ever have. So this is what is called here. We compare to these two attitudes to a stallion, which is different from ordinary horse. Okay.
So that is like
okay. Wow, so now if you have any question, it's more than welcome. If you have any question, I don't know if someone asks on the chat, huh? you can ask your question on the chat, and I will be more than happy to translate. No, so maybe, okay. Oh, okay.
I have one question.
Yes.
Maybe. Yeah. When we take this second phrase, it's here is Chenpa Ki Kyutok Machena. Is it like this Kyutok Ma, one phrase, or it's Machena? Is one. How it's, because I try to translate in Estonian, but
Machena.
Yeah, Machena.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Mano is Machena. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Okay. this going me 60 la bidu coin. Okay. Dita button aspect. Et coin what do so? The chat do say. Oh, chat did do. Okay. Okay.
I have a question.
Okay. Yes.
Can I?
Yeah, please.
Before speaking about Jampa and this attitude of being very delicate and respectful towards everything around, is that also creating a sort of different kind of energy? A change of energy, invisible level, and what's the effect?
Okay. Rinpoche, kawan dong. Rinpoche. Oh yeah, ta mi ji la jo chi de wa. Ke long ko song ba yin ji ke la ndo la.
Yeah, wa ha mo sa ya song ba.
Oh, ko ma song ba. Ani de ta na so ni je dan jang ba wa gi na mi chi bu ma se ta song ma la do ni je jang bo chi ya di do. Ni ne pas chi do énergie sin di do. Ne pas su gre be. Ani ne pas di na kare yung do ne pas di. Ti ton po di ne pas rebe karina, ne pas chi di rebe karina.
Ta zo ta chamba de ro ya bo cha ye samlo na de ge ne pas di khar na so la ki bu yung ro am. Na zo sam la ki bo le go ra o sam. Ne rang sam la ki bo na de la pa pe shanda de na ki bo le go de. Rang da do ken pe na chi sing dong do we na da ya ngara zo mi do we na da thun do na de sam la ki bo le go de.
Nu pas énergie, on a so énergie doit nu pas chic. Nu
pas de so sem na la sora de ki bo le ya chi do o de nu pas de.
Okay, yes, you can say that. It's kind of an energy, and the effect is very clear. Like if you have this attitude toward like everything, loving kindness, and like gentleness to everything. So the result will be to be happy. You will get happiness. You will be, we say in Tibetan, we say kipo yongre, means you will be happy, you will feel good. And you can really feel that. If you do that toward people, you can feel like the reaction of other people is good toward yourself. And also if you do this with all object, everything, you will feel very good. So this is like the energy you're talking about. And you can feel, yes, it's like invisible energy, and the effect will be to feel very good.
And then chidang dire khala ngara sugiro semna gaze ma de kya chang so samlo tang thuna and daga se chiging asola kibodang kya chele boram when aso ta sozo ki phutu da chi ko chi la kibana samlo chi tana and that's the put the two way Katula Mato, so some like you the Lewa Mare. That's the some of the Benatic Dan, Kamba, Sozo Lumba, then me, Shina, Kartala, as some of Tanshana. And Kare took by an assassin that I keep a word that day. Okay, nobody.
Oh, Larry, the poor part on so much bar.
Oh, Kare, the summer, the Karina.
Oh, Larry,
you know that they like Kabadi Diare, Kaza, Gumbo Sushare, Chapadan, Chambangila, Norsa, listen.
Oh,
so young Pena Pava, Shana, you Papa the Apoya, something, Chick Tabagaj, all the time, Kola, the Apochagi, some loading, Nordway in Garella, the Chipata or Ella, Sora Yondan, the Nupaletan, the Chibarella, Chapadan, Chambangila, Norsa, Nordway in Garella.
The
Chapareta, Chambare, Oding Nora in Garella. When I was put on Bumasila, Chabakin and Kola Yapochigata, Monet on a Kola Pento H and Yapochi, the thing in Nordway. Just also Porba the Apoyas and the Chapachin Kola, the Apochigata, yeah, Porba de la Q Major and Kola Pembe, the shop. The Chigova, murdering, Kong Chiparo was double.
Okay, so but here you need to pay attention to something because it's very easy to be let's say, yeah, to take miss. Oh, sorry, to mistake the two, to have some mistake here, so we can make mistake between
wrong.
To be wrong about this too.
Attachment and this compassion. Attachment, holding you call one more attachment to that compassion to Osamarade.
Okay, so here you have to be careful about this attitude. Okay, we say about like kindness, gentleness to every object and everything, but don't be mistaken, don't make false like this. In Tibetan we say no dry. We can be mistaken or we can be wrong if you have attachment toward it. So you have to be very careful between attachment to the thing and to have this genuine loving kindness toward thing, because it's very easy to mistake or to be wrong on this one, because you can be attached to the thing. Like for example, we say like a tass or whatever, like tass is French, a cup. You have a nice cup, a nice bowl, and you're very attached to your bowl. Oh, this is my bowl, it's very nice, I love it so much, it's nice. So this is not loving kindness toward him. It's just attachment. You are attached to your bowl, okay? Or your cup, or whatever object we're talking about. So this is not what we're saying here. So this is very important to be sure of it. So what is in your mind? Are you attached to it? Like you really want to keep it safe because you're very attached? Or you generally want to be kind to your bowl? Just not because you are attached to, but just you want to conserve it and you want to take care of it. And this is very, with the bowl, maybe you can, like the cup and everything, you can see it like very certainly, but more even when you talk about people, this is something very easy. So when you say you want people to be happy, is it really true? Is it that you really want to be happy, or you are attached to them? You have like attachment to your girlfriend, and so you want to keep her with you, and you want to like she stay with you all the time, and you are like very attached to him, and you cannot get rid of it because you really attached to. This is attachment and desire. This is completely different. But what we're talking about, we're talking about genius, like a genius kindness. You want her to be happy. You want her to have like nice things and don't have any trouble and everything. So this is in which I say you have to be careful. You can very easily mistake the two, or like take it wrong or make it wrong, or like you mistaken the two. So this is very important to be clear. Okay. 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 So this is what is noise. No such as you. Not they like no. They ten no. They not so good. Not such you. France la. France means that. And then not such they and France gi shungi da. They chig Gregory chim na bodon la gdo. And they ko chim di kolon gi sambala mi yakbo yon agi shetu jemindu. They du kolon la. France gi shung ne kasa shung la tes kundro sagedo de indu kondes gore de la doa koson doa tenzon de doa ni
nasa thola tim la de ro
mede
ale ta de la ta khonto zaga mare de la yingje ke gore ela re yingje ta khonto da yingje ni la norsa yo la ran de in not drawing gar ela re 그러잖아. 미 가져지라 미 잔다들라 약본여야 치들어. 근데 말에 마셔서는 깨게 버려. 그러나 롭트 개겐데스나 보고 내설라다 콜롭종 약본여야 치들다 거기 말에라 버려. 어디 그 컨트롤 그거 말에 콜라 팬더에게 선물 치래라라. 그래서 봐봐 아마 그 부울라 직 랍자게도 어디라 그 컨트롤 말에라라. 거기나 팬더백이 들어 인제를 인제 거기 강아지 세 탑시 나내 멤버 야 저기 책 봐서네로 막가네 어디가 컨트롤하라 다들 같이 가서 인제 기거래 인제는 오딱 한게 팀저 당 지금은 인제 딱 컨트롤 남 대해서 하고 문득스러 근데 남대 하고 줘야 탑시 당해야 되라 아니 거기에 심심하게 하는 거래 이게 즉득 잘하는 거래 내가 개발해 뭐라 이나 거대 야고 하고 해야지 들어와 롱바들 야고 해야지도
네네네네네 인데 컨트롤 라고도 가서데 컨트롤 제야요
어 컨트롤 라고 말을 콜라 인제 제거랬어
인제 제거랬어 도 오케이
이나 거기 저 러버 인사데
yeah 니가 나오죠 let it so here's a question or someone says something in the chat about like French rule about this way to manage this crisis, this like health crisis, and don't think it's the right decision, and it's very hard for him to don't be to don't be to don't get angry or to don't have any anger or to get angry about French government. So Remo just say here, okay, you see that it's not the proper way to deal with the situation, and maybe there's a better way and think, but you don't need to get angry, okay? So you have to think in the way like, so for example, when you are children or you are kids, sometimes your parents, they say something like give you some rule, give you something you need to do that and that and that, and it's not very nice. Or sometimes they reprimand you, say you cannot do that, and if you like score you or something. And you have to be careful. This is not about anger. Okay? It looks like this. It looks like upset and everything, but actually it's coming from love and compassion. Okay, it's coming from love and compassion. They want you to be good, and they give you some way to act and everything. So in the same way here, so you, as these parents, show some, let's say, wrathful aspect about with the children. They can score them, and they say something harsh word and everything. Actually, it's come from love and compassion. So in the same way here, when you saw like, as you say, maybe the way to deal with the situation is not the best way. Maybe there is a proper way to do it. It's no need to get angry about that. But in the contrary, you need to develop compassion. Ninja, we say in Tibetan, ninja, this is so compassionate. You should have this. I don't know, it's very hard to translate. In Tibetan, we say ninja. It's like, I'm very compassionate with him. I really feel some pain for them because they don't know the right way, or they may mistaken something. Or they lead people in the wrong direction. It's very sad, ninja. Oh, it's so dramatic. So this is your attitude. And then with this attitude, you can maybe have a strong action, like you wrote some letter to the government, or you go manifesting, and it look like you are angry. It look like you are very angry, and you outside you will maybe look like this, but actually you are not. your attitude, it's from compassion, okay? It's from this attitude, oh, it's very sad, they don't understand what they're doing, and they don't really see what's the effect of what they propose to do to people. So this is the root of your motivation. And externally, it may look like you are hungry, but you are not. So this is very important. So no need to be angry. Even if you have a wrathful attitude or you manifest like violently in somehow, it's still compassion inside. So this is very important. Don't mistake the two. And it could be very easy because how you say, yeah, it looks like very the same. When you see someone hungry and when the parents scold the children, it looks like the same, but actually it's not. It look like the same, but it's very different attitude. One is anger, just like you controlled by your emotion. Another one, it's out of compassion they speak. This is very important. Okay, so another question. Okay, so that tu as tiré droit de nyanta ninja droit anege droit toni gitawa mena anege jonsuge labgimondo marebe tu as double ton tiré.
So tadi tandadi kogi ngondore la ngondo sine. Ne kola guyu de tongi tawa de ta maona chaga chimika laige de na di ngondo se ta tambo gochu sa de o de ne gi thono gochu gore la ra
Dare.
ina ko ta mogola mar de na ko tambo gochu tang de ra
Dare.
pena nga so ige le jang na tambo e bi second gochu gore la ra
Dare.
ina kola geremal de kan mugo mara kola Giremal jang mugang la yamara kola gugi marang la yamara ina tambo gochu tang so a b na gochu barmato tambo kono giremal na gochu sa yamara odila bashire de.
So there is one question here from Albert. So he said loving kindness and compassion, if without the right view means emptiness, still won't lead to enlightenment, right? So that's the question. I mean, everyone can see the question. So anyway, so this question, yes, I mean, this is sure, but this is what this is not what we're talking about here. We say neutral means something that go before, literally, neutral. So it's not like something, I mean, there is no question about the view of emptiness and do we need this or that. When you say neutral, it's something we need to do first. There is no question. No matter what you do next, you need to do this first. For example, if you want to like read books and be able to be like a doctor in any philosophy or whatever, you first need to learn to read. I mean, there is no question asked about that. It's not like, okay, I don't want to read, but I want to become a doctor and to be like very high scholar. How can it be possible? Okay, you want to be an high scholar and like very knowledgeable person, but you will have no way to achieve this goal without first learning A, B, C, D, E. Okay, it's very clear, right? So in the same way, so when you say the right view, emptiness, and Mahamudra and everything will come in the text, definitely it will come. But this is not like we can do anything without love and compassion. It's like, this is something we need as a foundation. It's like when you want to become a scholar, you need to be able to read. You need to learn the alphabet. Otherwise, there is no way to discuss further than that. So it's the same way. So when you say enlightenment, first, what you need is loving kindness and this attitude to get rid of all suffering for the people. So that's very important, okay? So it's not like you can achieve something without it and whatever. It's not the thing here. This is neutral, what come before. Okay. 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 So last question. Okay, last question. Okay. Okay, so as we keep kindness and compassion in you, those are going to do action as Gandhi did, isn't it? Okay. So the two are the Gandhi, Mahatma Gandhi, Mahatma Gandhi, and the Midiko Kogi, Ninja, and Jampagi, Ningla Yoroa, Semnala Yoroa, inayong ko ta leka yon jigidu di marike di lek ni sam kosa de jam tam ninje yone yonda leka jegore wa leka ton sama jegore da samotong chibo marebe kandeina
la
dona le condition di wa kolon la jamba ton ninje yoro wa inayong ta kolon leka mombo jegdo kolon gi lumba la tam mi pento ya ko leka mombo jegdo wa di 그래서 대 점바도 ninje chipo samantaya remindu 도다 di yone 다 레카 지고리마도 가니
네 어디 단다 다랑 손도 그 잠바당 ninje chipo 뱀 젬팽기 기도 제거래라도 근데 따디 마교나 그 슈비면 거쳐 말해서 그참 이제 같이 여매데 그 밀라 펜도세나마도 하고 말라라 근데 간디도 참당 ninje 어데네 그 레가치네 ene 콜라 참 ninje 두서도 하고 말면 또 보지라 다서 그 가만은 줄되나 거참 ninje 그기 말아
네네
따다라 레가치 그랬습니다 따다라셔데
Okay, exactly what you say. Like even we keep kindness and compassion in your heart, doesn't avoid to do action as Gandhi did, isn't it? And exactly, so it's exactly this example. Okay, because when you say Mahatma Gandhi, you can say you have love and compassion because he do action, and we can see, we can like measure and some like see how his love and compassion, how is let's say the extent of his love and compassion according to the action is performed. It's like a horse we're talking about. Why we take this example of the horse? Because if the horse don't, let's say, don't go to a race, right? Don't go to a race. Just stay in, I forget the name, the shelter of the horse. There is some word, but I forget. Anyway, anyway, you understand what I mean. So the horse stay in his place. He don't go to do any race. So you don't know what is value. You don't know how fast he can go, what he will do with, or what will be his competence and everything. Is when he start to run in a race with other, you can see his value at this time. Okay. So the same way. So when you say love and compassion, if you don't apply it to champagne to be beneficial to others, you cannot judge. You cannot see how is your love and compassion. So, for example, you talk about Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi, if he'd stay at home in his place and his house and with his all love and compassion, no one will ever hear about him, right? No one will see the effect, and we cannot say, oh, love, Mahatma Gandhi have so much love and compassion, so much idea to benefit other people. We can see this love and this attitude because he put it into action. So this is very important. Is when you act in order to benefit others, you can see the strength or the extension kind of thing of your love and compassion. Okay, ta gonga doa. Okay, so maybe we can keep the question for next time. We maybe meditate some for a few times. We meditate.
Yeah, 10 minutes, okay?
Now, so we meditate for 10 minutes.
Also, Hola so tanga zongwa chisainda tania jama jai ngo lo na de ya lam ja zemba nye dom na nye be da na bam ja ye ga na je ba la do ba ye ze be do la do an do la jo Chanjo zemjo rembo jema gemba na kego gemba nyamba membar gona gondo belora joye gewa gondo yanda lama dandal me joye bala longjo ana lamge yende ranzo nendo je jange gowang yordo jo. Okay. Also, bye bye. See you.